Welcome back to Travel Decoded, the channel where we break down global travel trends, hidden realities, and destinations the world is talking about, but not always honestly. Today's topic is one that has shocked many travelers, tourism boards, and even Americans themselves. The United States is often seen as one of the most visited countries in the world, famous for its iconic cities, national parks, and cultural diversity. Yet behind the glossy Instagram posts and travel ads, something unexpected is happening. Tourists are quietly disappearing from several U.S. states, and the numbers are dropping faster than many expected. For decades, these states thrived on tourism. Hotels were fully booked, airports were crowded, and local economies depended heavily on visitors. But now, empty streets, closed restaurants, and struggling local businesses are becoming a common sight. The reasons are not simple, and they go far beyond just travel trends. Rising costs, safety concerns, climate issues, changing travel preferences, and economic pressure are all playing a role in this silent tourism decline. What makes this situation even more surprising is that some of these states were once considered must-visit destinations for both domestic and international travelers. In today's video, we are decoding why tourists are avoiding these places, what exactly went wrong, and how this shift is reshaping the U.S. travel map. This is not about criticizing America, it's about understanding how global tourism is evolving and why travelers are becoming more selective than ever before. If you are someone who loves travel insights, honest analysis, and real stories behind popular destinations, then this video is for you. Before we dive in, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Travel Decoded so you don't miss our upcoming deep dives into global travel realities. Now, let's dive into the main reasons why tourism across the U.S. is declining and what's driving this change. Rising costs. One of the biggest reasons tourists are disappearing from several U.S. states is the rapidly rising cost of travel. Over the past few years, hotel prices, car rentals, food, and even basic attractions have become significantly more expensive. For many travelers, especially international tourists, visiting the U.S. no longer feels like good value for money. A simple family vacation can now cost as much as an international trip to Europe or Southeast Asia, where travelers often get better services at lower prices. States that rely heavily on domestic tourism are also feeling the pressure. Americans themselves are traveling less within the country because airfare, gas prices, and accommodation costs have skyrocketed. Many travelers are choosing shorter trips or skipping vacations altogether. When tourists start comparing costs, these U.S. states often lose out to cheaper and more appealing global destinations. Tourism doesn't disappear overnight, but once travelers feel priced out, they rarely return quickly. Safety concerns. Safety has become a major factor influencing travel decisions, and several U.S. states are struggling with this perception problem. News headlines about crime, social unrest, and public safety issues travel faster than ever through social media and global news platforms. Even if problems are limited to specific areas, tourists often paint the entire state with the same brush. For international travelers especially, safety concerns can completely remove a destination from their travel list. Families, solo travelers, and older tourists prefer destinations where they feel relaxed and secure. When visitors feel uncertain about walking at night, using public transport, or exploring local neighborhoods, tourism naturally declines. Once a destination develops a reputation for being unsafe, even if exaggerated, it takes years of consistent improvement and marketing to rebuild trust. Climate pressure. Climate change is no longer a future problem, it is already reshaping tourism patterns across the United States. Extreme heat, wildfires, hurricanes, floods, and droughts are directly affecting travel decisions. Some states are experiencing longer heat waves that make sightseeing uncomfortable or even dangerous. Others are dealing with recurring natural disasters that disrupt travel plans and damage infrastructure. Tourists want predictable and enjoyable experiences. When a destination becomes associated with extreme weather risks, visitors hesitate to book trips months in advance. Insurance costs rise, cancellations increase, and tourism businesses struggle to recover. Over time, travelers simply choose destinations with more stable climates. Climate pressure doesn't just reduce visitor numbers, it changes how people perceive entire regions. Changing tastes. Travel preferences are evolving, and some U.S. states are failing to adapt. Today's travelers want authentic experiences, walkable cities, local culture, and sustainability. Many tourists are moving away from traditional sightseeing and toward meaningful travel. States that rely heavily on outdated attractions, car-dependent travel, or mass tourism models are losing relevance. Younger travelers, in particular, are choosing destinations that offer unique food scenes, cultural immersion, and social media-worthy experiences. If a state feels repetitive, overly commercialized, or disconnected from modern travel trends, tourists look elsewhere. This shift doesn't mean these states lack beauty or history, it means they haven't kept up with how and why people travel today. Economic strain. Behind every empty hotel room is a deeper economic story. Many tourism-dependent states are facing labor shortages, underfunded infrastructure, and reduced public services. When tourists arrive and encounter closed attractions, limited transportation, or poor customer service, the experience suffers. Word spreads quickly through online reviews and travel forums. Local communities are also feeling the strain. As tourism declines, small businesses shut down, jobs disappear, and destinations lose their vibrancy. This creates a cycle where fewer services lead to fewer tourists, and fewer tourists lead to even fewer services. Once this cycle starts, reversing it becomes extremely difficult without major investment and policy changes. Tourism in the U.S. is declining due to rising costs, safety concerns, climate challenges, changing travel preferences, and economic pressure all happening at once. As travel evolves, destinations that fail to adapt are being left behind, and travelers are becoming more selective about where they go. If you found this video insightful, please like, subscribe to Travel Decoded, and support the channel for more honest travel analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of Travel Decoded.